Hello, this is Bernard Lunn of Daily Fintech. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing one of my colleagues, Effie Pilarino. It's customary to introduce somebody who needs an introduction by introducing them. I will do that briefly and then let Effie tell us more. Effie Pilarino is a seasoned Wall Street professional who has grown into a global fintech influencer. She is included in the Women in Fintech Power List by Innovate Finance for both 2016 and 2017 and has close to 150,000 LinkedIn followers and a domain focus on digital wealth management and capital markets. She is an advisor to fintech and blockchain ventures and speaks internationally on fintech topics and blockchain with a purpose. Effie holds a doctorate in finance, is the author of Wiley Fixed Income books with Frank Fabozzi, and is included in the new Wealth Tech crowdsourced book by Wiley. Effie, please tell us a bit more about your diverse background.
Thank you, Bernard. With this, it sounded like a very formal introduction, but it's only to point out that I'm not a youngster anymore. As you highlighted, I have spent over 25 years in the financial industry, about 10 years on Wall Street in Manhattan, in basically structured products and fixed income areas. I then got involved in hedge fund industry, later worked in an online education CFA production with a university. In the last 4 or 5 years, I've been focused on fintech out of Switzerland, and that's where it all started. Our journey together on Daily Fintech, and my focus has been more on wealth tech, and that's where we are today. Fast forward, so to speak.
Thanks. That gets us up to your recent career move into fintech 4 years ago. What areas of fintech do you find most interesting at the moment, and what are you focused on now?
Well, from the start, I was more focused on innovations in capital markets, wealth and asset management because of my background. Now we coin that area wealth tech, but really the lines are blurring over those areas. Actually, the innovations that I watch, whether it's from startups, from tech firms, or from incumbents, that area has grown a lot, and we could put under that reg tech and AI and all sorts of other technologies, blockchain for sure, and all its use cases in capital markets and financial inclusion. So it's dazzling in a way what I'm looking at. The last year or so, my main focus has been in the partnerships between fintechs and fintechs with incumbents and fintech businesses that are exploring blockchain technology. So I would say those are the 3 categories if I had to put them in buckets.
As a wealth tech expert, what are the major challenges you see in this phase of digital transformation?
What I see is that we were talking about disruption and unbundling 3 or 4 years ago. The disruption beat of the market has dissipated, if you like. It's gone down. It's much less about that, and it's more about unbundling and rebundling, but it's taking much longer than we expected. So I see that we continue to do scattered innovation through startups, through accelerators, and so on. And the challenges are how to rebundle all this and how to facilitate the customer uh, to really benefit from all these services, because at the end of the day all the innovations are customer centric and are benefiting the end customer, but they're so scattered. And there's all sorts of challenges around that, whether it's challenges from the procurement processes of the big firms, it's challenges of customer acquisition and distribution from the startups, it's challenges cross-border and going internationally. So I see that as the major theme and where the major pain points come from.
What is your take on the impact of blockchain on wealth tech and Wall Street?
That's a very interesting question, and I would need a lot of time to explain why I'm saying what I will say, which is, ironically, I see blockchain use cases in capital markets, basically, and some in wealth management, as being hijacked by the old practices of Wall Street. And what are those? I mean, I was part of it in the 90s. It was all about financial engineering and structuring, creating wrappers to either for proprietary trading or for distribution and so on. And I see the same thing happening now. So the world right now is trying to take crypto as an asset class onto Wall Street and fit it in the traditional ways. And we're very much forgetting what was the initial sort of intention of the disruption. And in terms of the impact, we are seeing an attempt to solve financial inclusion problems. So one has a very positive angle to it, and the other one doesn't, in my opinion. Hopefully, we will see a better balance going forward in terms of using blockchain in capital markets. Right now, I'm personally a little disappointed on how things have evolved on the one hand, but on the other hand, I'm excited that there are more people thinking about how to use this technology and how to transform the way we allocate capital and we manage risk. Because at the end of the day, that's what finance is all about. If we manage to change that, then we have accomplished the major accomplishment.
Can you tell us a bit about how you work as an advisor and what is the best engagement model for a client to get started with you?
The kind of work that I do is quite customized in the sense of working with a team, if it is a fintech or a fintech blockchain venture, and supporting them on what their strategic goal is, using my network, my global network, to advance their strategic and business development. In other cases, I might be working with an accelerator or an investment fund and helping them maintain a high quality in their scope and aim, or helping them go global. Overall, I would say that I take on a few clients, customized services, being part of their team in a strategic sense, being their ambassador. And typically, it will start by knowing somebody from the team or getting to know them through a simple engagement model where they can book me by the hour, maybe 1 hour in the beginning or several hours, and then through that see what makes sense going forward.
Thanks, Effie, for sharing your perspectives with us.
Thank you very much.